Imagine if Google Glass and a 1990s pager had a bizarre baby. That's the Humane AI Pin. Priced at $700, this screenless voice assistant has no apps and a rather intrusive in-your-face camera. It's making waves in the tech world, claiming to be a smartphone replacement. But here's the scoop. First off, it's not your usual smartphone. It's more like a $700 voice assistant box. Picture a device with no screen, no apps, and a camera staring out at the world from your chest level. That's the Humane AI Pin. You've got to press a button to talk to it, no always-on listening here. And yes, it does respond back. Plus, there's a cool 720p laser projection system that acts like a monochrome screen, projecting a smartwatch-like UI onto your hand. But wait, there's a catch. Despite aiming to replace your smartphone, it doesn't support apps. Nope. We don't do apps, they say. You're stuck with whatever features Humane packed into its Android-based Cosmos OS. Want to play music? Better hope it's from Tidal, the service with 0 to 2% market share, because that's who Humane teamed up with. And we're not sure about third-party functionality yet. Now, here's the tricky part. No screen means you'll need to decipher blinking lights. There are 2 lights on the device, each flashing different colors to convey some kind of state. That's 11 color location combos to keep track of. Interaction involves 7 tap or swipe gestures, making it feel like you're learning a second language. Under the hood, it's got an aluminum and glass body, an 8-core Qualcomm processor, 4 gigabytes of RAM, and 32 gigabytes of storage. It clips onto your shirt with a magnetic back, and there's a battery booster that wirelessly transfers power through your shirt. Now, the big question, is it worth the $700 price tag? It's a head-scratcher, especially when comparing it to the Apple Watch, which is likely faster and cheaper. So, stick around, and by the end, you'll know if the Humane AI Pin is the next big thing or just a flashy gadget with a hefty price. Humane is all about voice commands. Picture this. You press a touch button on the front, start talking, and wait for a response. It's like using a Star Trek communicator. Their website has this awe-filled video showcasing the device's functionality, but it seems a bit oblivious to the fact that we've had Google Assistant, Siri, Alexa, Cortana, and others for years. They make a big deal about the AI browsing the web for info. In a demo they ask, when's the next eclipse, and where's the best place to see it?
When is the next eclipse, and where is the best place to see it?
This is an AI browsing the web or grabbing knowledge from all over the internet.
The next total solar eclipse will occur on April 8th, 2024. Best places to see it are Exmouth, Australia, and East Timor.
The AI takes its sweet time responding, while the Google Assistant nails it quicker with a helpful map from NASA. There are some cuts in the video, so it's unclear if this lag happens in real life. Also, voice responses seem to work only when you're online, thanks to the always-on T-Mobile connection that costs $24 a month. Yeah, it's a required subscription, even if you can connect to Wi-Fi. Gotta pay the bills, right? OpenAI is in on this, so there's some cool voice functionality. For instance, there's a command, Catch Me Up, that summarizes unread messages from your email and instant messaging, like having a virtual secretary. You can also project messages onto your hand using the device's projector feature. The AI has access to all your messages and can sift through them with a fuzzy voice search to find what you want. Again, though, this doesn't support apps, so you're hoping that your friend's message came through the chat service this supports. As far as we can tell, that means SMS, Slack, and maybe Gmail and Outlook. If it was via any of the world's most popular instant messaging platforms, like iMessage, WhatsApp, or Facebook Messenger, you're out of luck. You can dictate messages. And of course, it handles the basics like phone calls, music, and voice-to-text translation, just like your average smartphone. Among the gazillion voice command gadgets out there, the Humane AI Pin brings in the cool factor with its laser display system. Picture this. A 720p, 25 milliwatts laser beam scanning projection system that throws out graphics in a monochrome teal color. It's safe like a barcode scanner but could harm your eyes if you stare at it. So, don't do that. Stick your palm out and voila. The laser kicks in, displaying a sleek user interface that's basically a spitting image of a smartwatch. Big buttons, 3 or 4 lines of text, and minimal controls in a top-bottom left-right layout. You've got the gist. The media player looks like a smartwatch too, with a circular progress bar, previous and next buttons, pause, and artist, title, and timestamp info. The message view is all about scrolling, with short lines of text in a rectangular box. Now, the cool part, you interact with the user interface through hand gestures detected by the camera. Tilt your hand and that's how you select a button. Tap your thumb and index finger together to trigger functions. Close your hand for the home screen, which, surprise, surprise, is also very smartwatch-like. Time, notifications, and a nearby button, simple and sleek. Here's the catch though. On paper, the display specs and UI don't quite match. The projector's 720p resolution is higher than most smartwatches, but the UI shows less data. It seems Humane is playing it safe with big and simple elements, perhaps due to visibility concerns with the projection system. What sets this apart from a regular smartwatch? The camera. A 13-megapixel sensor that's always pointing at everything and everyone. Remember Google Glass and its camera-related woes? Yeah, Humane's got a trust light to show when it's recording, but not everyone knows about it. And, let's be real, people still put tape over their laptop webcams despite the little light. So, the camera could be a sticking point for some. Like Google Glass, this gizmo lets you use the camera like a fancy GoPro, recording your adventures hands-free. A double tap with 2 fingers, and snap. You've got a picture. The camera is no slouch. It can recognize objects. And here's where things get interesting. You can hold stuff in front of your chest, give a voice command, and, in theory, get info. There's a demo where a user holds up a book, asks about its online price, gets a response, and decides to buy it. But hold on a sec. The real world isn't that simple.
How much is this online?
This is $28 online.
Great. Buy it.
The demo leaves a lot of questions unanswered. The voice didn't even say it knew this was a book, so you could end up buying any random flat thing for $28. So, you need to be cool with the whole let AI take the wheel simplification. When it comes to handling data, since the Humane AI Pin doesn't have an app ecosystem, all your information needs a place to go. That's where the Center Web Portal comes into play. This portal seems to serve as a central hub for various data, including photos, notes, history, and nutritional information gathered by your voice assistant. Now, here's the burning question. Why not just make this a smartwatch? The open AI-powered responses are cool, but there's no reason why they couldn't show up on a screen or be read aloud by a smartwatch. Imagine if they just made it a smartwatch, you know? Like, that could be the sweet spot between being too disconnected and glued to your screen all the time. And hey, no weird camera issues to freak people out. In a world where everything claims to be AI-powered, it feels like Humane is holding back by not having a real screen and apps. It's pretty limiting. Even if you find this gadget intriguing, the lack of an app store could be a deal breaker. The services the Humane AI Pin can interact with are a mystery, and it feels like the list will be super short. Let's see how this chest-mounted voice assistant fares now that orders have started rolling in since November 16th.